Hello everyone, Luke for Smith here, and welcome back to another quickie reading this Saturday, the 10th of July. So we are going to be reading another article. This one is of Clyde Cash. Now, Clyde Cash was the leader of the Miscreants, and the Miscreants don't exist anymore because they're the old group of trolls that used to troll Chris between like 2000 2010s, that sort of thing here. So we're going to be reading basically some of the links don't work, so I don't really like clicking so many links on here anyway, just in case it leads to like pornography, and I really don't want to spend time to edit that. Here we go. Troll disclosure. This persona was created or used by trolls to manipulate Chris. He was played by the same person behind Greg Mays, Vivian G, Mayo, and Shigeru Miyamoto. Though his identity is contrived, the quickie may treat it as if it was a real identity because it was to Chris. It's also funnier that way. Right, we've got some quotes. Your butt's going to be in trouble, and that was Barbara Chandler to Clyde Cash, and ain't gonna strangle that Clyde Cash, and that was Chris trying to threaten Clyde Cash. So Clyde Cash, alias Greg Mays, that's Greg with 3 G's, 4th of July 1976, is the ringleader of the Miscreants and is also considered to be Chris's arch nemesis. Even years after his trolling days were finished. In recent years, however, some have argued that the idea guys has taken this position away from Clyde. Nonetheless, when people think of Chris Can's greatest trolls, Clyde usually chiefs among them, usually due to the sheer volume of videos that Chris made denouncing or threatening his Grado rival. I'm just going to check if it's doing it. Yep, it's recording. In Chris's revised Encyclopedia Dramatica page, Clyde is referred to as a Starscream troll. This is a reference to the Transformers character Starscream, who would often switch sides or plot to overthrow Megatron behind the scenes. Chris said this because he believes Clyde allegedly killed Blue Spike. Ironically, despite Chris's constant demonizing of him, Clyde has warned him about several things that could later return to bite him in the ass, such as his unwillingness to work, spending habits and delusional thoughts, and poor treatment of women, and even predicted Chris's innate desire to dress like a woman, which he did in the end. As mentioned above, the trolls behind the Clyde Cash persona were also involved in a variety of other personas dedicated to trolling Chris, and at least one was active at any time during the classic era of Christry. Clyde and his various proxies retired following the death of Bob Chandler. That was 2011, I believe, with no clear word about where the original trolls went. So we got some information about him. Name Clyde Cash, also known as Greg Mays. Date of birth 4th of July 1976, age 44. So he's kind of an oldish troll, if that was his real age. Gender male, American, white. Spouse Panda Halo. Children Penny Cash. Siblings Ryan Cash brother. Relatives Vivian G cousin. Obligations internet troll, leader of the Miscreants. Fictional biography. Ryan. See also Chris and Death and Troll Manipulation. Ryan was Clyde was Clyde's brother, who committed suicide when Chris announced that there would be no comics released in the protest of the Encyclopedia Dramatica page. He left the following note before killing himself. By the way, I think this was actually like pretend. Like I don't think the person behind the Clyde Cash persona actually like had a brother, so I don't think that's real. So we've got another quote. Dear family and friends, this is my final message to you. I'm going to kill myself after my hero Christian Weston Chandler let me down. Sonically was my hero, and without any more comics, I will never be able to aspire to be just like him. I hate Christians for deciding not to make any more comics and being lazy. All he does is play stupid video games and not care about anything but himself. He is such a jerk. Goodbye forever. I hope to see you in hell, Chris. And that was Ryan Cash, and that was a sad farewell. Yeah, to be fair, like, even if you was like a fan of someone's work and someone's comic, killing yourself if they don't complete comics is not really a good idea. That is, I don't even know what to say about that. I mean, if someone like stops doing something that they're doing and it upsets you, then don't off yourself. Is more like things to look forward to in life. Clyde was absolutely heartbroken upon discovering his brother's cadaver and entered a state of depression, while Chris was upset by the news due to his naive understanding of the concept of death. His response to the news came across as condescending to a grieving Clyde, who was upset that the video wasn't dedicated to his brother, but various news items that were seemingly more importance to Chris. The final straw was when Chris made a thoughtless comment indicating that he enjoyed having enough influence over someone that would kill themselves after he took a course of action. Well, from that day forward, Clyde's grief transformed into righteousness integration, and swore to avenge his fallen brother by setting himself on a path to become Chris's arch nemesis, even if he had to become a monster doing so. Trolling. Clyde's first act was to rape Chris's sweetheart Panda Halo, but it did absolutely nothing to Chris, as he simply moved on to his next gal pal, and there's dog barking outside. Hopefully this mic won't pick it up. Chris believes that Clyde married Panda and had a 1-cent daughter named Penny. Then Clyde posed as Greg Mays, a web designer working for Nintendo. To gain access to soniclu.net, holding the site to ransom, he told Chris to make a video proclaiming he was gay. He then told him to make a video declaring his straightness. Eventually, Chris regained control of the site. Striking again, Clyde worked with a troll and got rid of the domain. Chris, being resilient, he bought soniclu.info. With the help of Panda Halo, Clyde hacked in again. How do you hack a website? So, like, people do it all the time. It must be so easy. It was this time around that Takashi, I'm not even bother saying that, and Gay-Z was doing their Animal Crossing game project. Clyde then declared to make things more interesting and posed as Shigeru Miyamoto to destroy any chance of the project. Teaming up with a fake Reggie Fils-Aimé, they created the Miyamoto Saga. Julie set up a mumble chat in which Chris would communicate with true and honest Soniclu fans. Clyde stalked Julie while infiltrating these chats to confront Chris. He began throwing demands to Chris, such as cleaning his room. Chris at the same time also bought Soniclu and Roseclu.com. Clyde got access yet again, this time with the help of Julie. In the end, it was revealed that Julie was a 13-year-old boy and Clyde had staged the whole thing. There's people like speculating that Clyde Cash actually ended up grooming him to make him play as another person, like that 13-year-old. Yeah. After that, he sent out his trusted man in the pickle suit to scout out Chris's whereabouts. The MIPS turned Robert Simmons the 5th, or was that 4th? I don't know Roman numerals that good. Into a troll and infiltrated Wesley Memorial United Methodist Church. He then stole Chris's one and only date, Emily. When Ivy came along, he decided to continue to harass her, and despite Chris making a few threats, Ivy eventually gave in, and rumours circulated about her killing herself. Clyde also hacked into the PSN a few times. That's not actually Sony, that was like Chris's PSN account. But then Jack Thaddeus did him one better. On the 22nd of May 2009, the death of Clyde Cash by a shotgun wound to the head was reported by the miscreants. The return. After Clyde faked his death for reasons of the unknown, he then came back with vengeance, and Chris wasn't pleased. In late 2009, when not battling Liquid Chris for the hand of Casey, Chris spent his time trying to convince Clyde Cash, alias Greg Mays, or Greg Mays, alias Clyde Cash, depending on which name he remembers first, to face him on a 1-to-1 battle. Chris has recorded several feats of strength through a combination of Casey trying to get him into shape and a desire to frighten Clyde with his bulging muscles. Yeah, is potato flabs. Chris had also a picture to blackmail Clyde, but ultimately nothing came out of it other than a series of videos where Chris tries to torture Clyde. Clyde scuffled at the final video. However, because of the negative reactions to Sonic Special number 4, Chris in the Wikipedia mailbag made it clear that he would only sit and talk cooperatively with Clyde to get him to stop harassing him. Eventually, Chris decided to revisit his old nemesis into his 2010, believing he was the reason why he lost the heart of the wallflower. In it, he is shown fighting Clyde, then pulling a knife out and slitting Clyde's throat as a warning to the trolls. In another thought-out counter-trolling plan, Chris unsuccessfully attempted to scam Clyde into paying Chris $9,001 for destroying the PS3. This almost fail-proof scheme was however foiled thanks to Sir Jack Tito's vengeance. Retirement. The last time Clyde interacted with Chris was during Chris's campaign for Alex Lemon Stand, where Clyde donated $10 and shockingly commented Chris for doing something selfless for once. Notably, the comment on the Alex Lemon Stand page was not the only time that Clyde interacted with Chris after the death of his father, as he and several other miscreants had agreed to leave Chris alone, and they decided that Chris had suffered enough and the trolling wasn't fun anymore. At some point after this, Clyde felt that his brother Wayne had been suffering avenged. So he retired to New Jersey, where he, his wife Sarah and his daughter Penny would watch the sun rise over a grateful universe. He had not been seen since, so that was like the last time he was mentioned, or he was about really on the scene. Chris surprisingly had forgiven Clyde for what he had done, or at least he'd stopped caring. In 2014, Chris drew art of him and Clyde making peace as part of a commission, albeit with both parties doing so somewhat begrudgingly. Notably, Chris completely screws up Clyde's height, making him appear to be much shorter than he was in the pages in the comic. In September 2020, oh god, it's kind of recent one, Discord Q&A 4, Chris said that out of all the trolls, the one he would want to meet the most is the person behind Clyde Cash, and by extension Vivian G, Milo, Greg Mays, and Shigeru Miyamoto. Okay, in the comic, last bit. Despite his prominence as the leader of the trolls and being the frequent object of Chris's scorn in his videos, Clyde's overall presence in the winding narrative of the comic is surprisingly smaller than one might think. In the context of the story, Clyde is just another villain working for Mary Lee Walsh. Given his first appearance in a music video was illustrated well before Chris discovered the photograph of Lee Hottie that he mistook for Clyde Cash's true appearance. Clyde is portrayed as a bald, red-eyed baddie with no beard and fair skin instead of a freckled, tanned dude bro with spiky hair and a headband and a very thin beard across his chin. He also has a famous purple cape and a dapper suit underneath, rather than a typical Gadu attire. Clyde also has a jetpack, which he uses to regain his bearings after being hit by a Kamehameha attack. Strangely, Chris did not upgrade the character's design in a few subsequent appearances after he's discovered the truth of the Master Troll's appearance, which was that of Lee Hottie, or much later when he drew a commission of himself making peace with the troll. Apart from capturing Ivy and getting into a fight with Chris, he initially appeared in the CWCki music in the CWC music video Holding Out for a Hero, officially Sonic Special 1. Not much is known about Clyde other than he lives in a mansion and he owns a Slander Ray and a pickle gun. Bloody cats are fighting again, which allows him to technically present the man in the pickle suit. Oh, represent, okay. He made his first appearance in the comic proper in Sonic 10 as the 4centgarbage.com building is collapsing. When Jason Kendrick Howe escapes, he condemns Clyde and Jack Thaddeus for being homo trolls. When Beale escapes, he too condemns the two for their actions, saying that being homo trolls that are slandering, tarnishing an innocent man's good name, as well as being evil, just as evil as being the assistant for Adolf Hitler. With no option left, Clyde and Jack jumped into the 66+6 story elevator shafts to their deaths, judging by Chris's commission. However, the death did not stick, though Clyde no longer serves as an artistic force in the winding narrative. We got some fan art here. We've got some stuff, and I'm going to show other things. I'm not going to click it all because some's porn. Let's click on some of these here right now. Alright, so this is basically Clyde Cash, supposedly Clyde Cash. I highly doubt this is him right there. This is a driver's license, but it's blurry. It's not real. It's basically a fakey. Like a movie poster of some kind. I don't know, some edited crap. This is him in a comic, and this is Chris and Clyde making peace in the comic. Peace, okay, I'm willing to tolerate. Peace, okay, I'm willing to tolerate. Yeah, whatever. This is Chris being semi-racist and posing as Clyde. And this is another movie poster, The Chronicles of Chris Cand. So that was basically it for this article. I think this is it. Let me have a look. Yeah, we got a fan video here, but I'm not gonna worry about that. Yeah, that has been it. Nice 20 odd minute video. Hope you like this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in another video.